So you want to start doing street photography, you're new to it, and you don't know if you want to do street photography of people because you're still awkward, feel uncomfortable, and folks may look at you strangely taking pictures of them in the street. So here my advice for folks new to photography, particularly street photography, and wanting to get out, feel comfortable behind the camera, be able to get great shots of people when they're out and about, and not necessarily feel like, cringy, creepy, what is this person doing, and so forth and so forth. So we'll start off with what I feel is the number one setup, if you will, for your camera and for your lens when you're going out and doing street photography of people for the first time. That is a camera, any camera. Now you guys know I shoot Fuji, so for me it would be something like we'll go with something with the lens because that's key to where we're going here. Something like the X Pro 3 or the X-T5 with, believe it or not, a standard zoom lens. And here's why I say standard zoom lens. And standard zoom, I'm talking about something like a 24-70 standard zoom, because it will give you the ability to be farther enough away from a person to take pictures of them and not have a honking big lens on it. So here I got what my camera bag of choice while I'm traveling is I got the Wandry 6-liter sling that I'm trying out. It's doing a great job for me right now, and in it I have this guy. So this is the 70-300 lens. The reason why I say a standard zoom is because it gives you, again, the ability to be comfortable and not be up in front of a person when you're not ready to take shots. It'll let you build your confidence up of getting shots at distances of people, and then as you start to get more comfortable with getting those shots, you can then use that zoom to go to something like a 35mm with a standard zoom and get even more comfortable, more in the scene, more up in front of people. When you're using lenses like this guy, this would be a telezoom. It's a big lens, even for a Fuji system. This lens on the camera will look very menacing. If I'm walking around doing street photography with this, as comfortable as I am doing street photography, I'm gonna look cringeworthy. People are gonna look at me going, what the heck is this guy doing? I'm gonna stand out, and it's gonna look pretty awkward, okay? So first tip on your camera, go with a standard zoom. Allow yourself to get comfortable taking shots of people not too far away, but also as you get comfortable, give you the ability to take shots of people closer with a lens that isn't going to look too menacing, make people wonder what the heck you're doing, and so forth. Now, I will say with the caveat, when you're out taking street photography, people will see you with the camera. They'll see you taking pictures of them. There's almost inevitably somebody's going to say something to you. Somebody's going to ask you what you're doing with those photos. You are going to have to get comfortable with that part. But to help with you going out for the joy of shooting street photography of people, the second tip I have for you is, and a lot of people may hate me on this one, but I'm a firm believer in it, and I've taught this myself to a number of people who saw it and are currently doing street photography, is put the camera in auto, full auto. Because at the moment, if you're new to the camera, you don't want to lose the decisive moment. Fiddling with your camera that you're also learning at the same time while you're learning to do street photography. So I always tell the folks that I'm working with, teaching, talking to, asking advice of me, and what I give back to them is put the camera in full auto. This allows you to practice getting the moment, capturing the moments in front of you in the public arena that we use for street, whether that's on the street, in a park, any public space out there that you're out doing your street photography. What that does is it doesn't allow the camera to get in your way. The other bonus to that is as you go back and look at your images and look at the settings, as you see some images that you really like, look at the camera settings in your editing software and see what the camera did. You can look at it, of course, on your screen after the fact and see what the camera did as well. And that'll start to help you understand what you can do with your camera as you start to take over the settings. So, tip number 2, put the camera in full auto. Zoom with the lens, standard zoom, to capture the decisive moment, what you're trying to get, and just have some fun. The third tip for a person that's beginning to do street photography, and I said this in a previous video about street photography, is get to learn your surroundings in the area that you're going to do the images in. You want to be comfortable with your gear, right? You want to make sure that you're not going to feel threatened or unsafe. It is nice to check out the area on the internet, check out stuff that's going on, but best of all, like you guys see me doing a couple of videos I've had in the past and just most recent release, is go to a fair. Go to a place or an event out in the public, or if they allow photography or cameras in, where folks who know they're going to be photographed. This is also a great opportunity for you to practice your skills of taking shots of people. So with that, most people will often say, and here's some extra for you guys, well, why not just start off right away with a zoom? And you know, you guys have seen me use my 30 macro, which is here. I've used a 27 millimeter f2, or excuse me, f2.8 WR, and I could say as you get more comfortable, you will seek to use a zoom to deal with one focal length to get you in tight or get you farther away, or get the whole scene, depending. Like I use the 18 millimeter at times too, but don't worry about this just yet. Your key right now is to just get used to the fact of going out and shooting people on the street and getting comfortable with capturing the images. So I'll do another follow-up video to this on what I feel the next steps would be after you've gone out for a couple of weeks and gotten some shots, gotten comfortable with just capturing that moment, and what you should look to do on your next steps as you start to grow in your abilities in shooting street photography, particularly of people on the streets. Guys, have a good one. I'm gonna get going here in a second and get me some shots out in this beautiful area I am right now. You guys can see I got a nice little part of the Lake Superior passing through me right here. So I'm up in the upper UP, and I got to enjoy this while I can. And the unfortunate part is we are getting some of that Canadian smoke, so we got a lot of haze behind me, as you see. So with that, like, comment, subscribe. You guys let me know, for those that currently shoot street photography, what you would recommend to beginners and getting them comfortable with shooting people on the street. Have a good one, guys, and enjoy the rest of your week.